Hello, what is happening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to one hell of a Dota game we got today. I've already casted a game for this guy before. That was actually the 116, as far as I remember. That was game number 116 I casted for him. Was an absolutely crazy game, so for the new microphone with everything in place, now you can see I'm moving backwards and forwards from it. You can probably hear a difference too. I am very much ready to go, and this is going to be one hell of an awesome game. I am so enthusiastic about this. It looks great on Dota both, because it's got some awesome heroes. Hold on, this is probably going to be heard in the mic that I'm closing up my window, but I kind of have to. I had to let some air in. You know, sometimes you gotta breathe, like fresh air, and such. And sorry about that. I'm used to being able to turn my head and actually not speak directly into a microphone. Still, it's still kind of a weird feeling, but I'll get the hang of it. Storm Spirit, Shadow Demon, Juggernaut, Phantom Lancer, Leshrac, Shadow Fiend. We got the shadows all over the place, and the Spirit Breaker. We got the S heroes. This is I'm really gonna screw this up at some point. But fuck it, we're ready to go. On the Radiant side, we got some Chinese letters on this Spirit Breaker. Johnny Feast on your Juggernaut. 111 on the Leshrac. Some more Chinese letters on the Lancer. This was played on, US East. I am very, very sorry about that. That's actually going to be number one because I got it different. No, it is the right HUD. Why is it not my regular HUD? This is weird. Okay. I'm usually using a different HUD. I'm not entirely positive why it didn't commit through, because it didn't the last game. But screw it. Anyway, we're about to hit the game here. I'm very, very sorry about that early draft screen issue there, but it's still something I'm getting used to. But yeah, anyway. Spirit Breaker, Chinese letters. 111, of course, on the Shrek, like I mentioned earlier. Some more Chinese letters on the Lancer. And Johnny Feast. Not sure what that was all about, but yeah, on the Juggernaut. And last but not least, we'll be having, that'll be Rubik. Mokai? Or something like that. It's going to be on the Rubik. Really, really excited to see it up against some very, very nice heroes. A Timbersaw, for instance. Vosh the Stampede is going to be played by him, or playing the Timbersaw. Harriet Tumpman is going to be on Yahuskar, looking very, very beastie and very, very sexy with that set. Guy Ledouche, that was the guy that I casted last time, will be on the Vince Survivor, and probably going to be comboing up with Ghetto Superstar and all day the Earthshaker. So we're going to be having one hell of a lane, and this looks a lot more organized than the previous game I did. No offense, Racer, but that was not very well organized. So yeah, we're about to get going here. Winter Wyvern immediately just going up, scouting up potential, I think it's scouting up potential ganks and just staying in the area for anything that the Storm Spirit might decide to pull off. Charge him from the Spirit Breaker. He sees him underneath the ward, gonna be connecting immediately. There are no bashes though. But yeah, just gonna be saying, this is my turf, this is my mid hero. I'm not gonna let you anywhere near him, and seemed to work out. Just pops the Arctic Burn. I'm still kind of getting used to the names of Winter Wyvern, even though he's been there for a while. He's not he was a very popular hero at some point, but nice Earthshaker, nice Fisher there coming in, blocking off the Spirit Breaker, but he should be able to walk home scot-free. Should be absolutely fine. Top lane, yeah, of course you got Johnny Feast so far up against the Huskar. It's going to be one-on-one, ranged versus melee, so this Huskar should be able to take, basically take the cake in terms of all that farm, with Juggernaut only getting his first last hit now. Just going to be actually going up against him. This should be a bad idea, as the Burning Spears are going to be damaging him way more than he can actually handle at this point. I'm going to be dropping him to basically sub 100 HP standards, and just going to be popping another one. This Huskar really getting his game on here. He does have a salve, and realizing the danger, he does have a healing ward. Hasn't skilled the Blade Fury just yet, which is probably for the better. Partly because it's just, he doesn't really need it all that much. They don't have the disables, and Timbersaw actually down the bottom lane, almost getting killed off by the Rubik there. First blood about to occur on basically every single lane. This is not one I would actually favor. Maybe in the middle lane, this Leshrac Storm Spirit is getting a bit dangerous. Out goes the Lightning, so damn close to getting it, and he will be getting the first blood with that last auto attack. Just gonna be clipping him down just enough, and yeah, even though Leshrac was nerfed, he still looks strong. Top lane, you got the Blade Spin from the Juggernaut. Huskar might be finding the kill there onto the Spirit Breaker, unless Spirit Breaker can get a bash. Nope, he won't find it in time. Juggernaut abandoning the chase. Jesus, that was a difficult word to say, but Man, oh man, it's going to be a 1-for-1 so far. And bottom lane going to be the Winter Wyvern for now. Now going to be joined by the Timbersaw again, as he did go quite low. Has to be very, very careful. There's a lot of kill potential with the Spirit Lance Burst and the Rubik Drag Pack into the Fate Bolt. That is not something you want to be a part of. And yeah, Lancer is just going to wear you down completely. Even if it's Timbersaw, who actually fares fairly well against the Lancer. He has good illusion clearing and benefits a lot with the reactive armor from Lancer just hitting him with low damage. The Shrek might go as second blood here. Might actually be the Storm Spirit again, another Lightning Storm. But the Haste Rune should be able to grant him his escape. But man, oh man, the Storm Spirit needs to find some more farm before he starts challenging the Lestrak, because he's sitting on this middle lane so far. They practically have the same build with the Storm Spirit not having his bottle yet. But that's just, yeah, that first blood doing its working. Top lane, Johnny Feast. He's got a, yeah, he's got 1-1-1 so far, so. Still hasn't been finding a massive amount of last hits, but then again, it's not an easy lane to find last hits. And you got Earthshaker to make sure that if you overcommit, the Husker can jump you. And Husker will just never let you near the wave. Even though he has relatively short range on his attack, it's still quite difficult to try to last hit up against him, and even getting close to the wave is a challenge. So it is definitely something that Johnny Feast is going to have to he has to time every single last hit, and he has to make every single last hit count. Now Storm Spirit going for the rune could be in a bit of trouble if the Lesh rotates in. He's going to hit him off on the front here, going up the stairs. Storm Spirit now getting slowed by the Lightning Bolt as well. There's a Splitter if available. He could commit it. It's gonna be right on the money, and will possibly finish him up. One more last hit. There it is. Another kill by the Lestraken. Nice pickup there for him. He is 2 for 0 so far. So rocking that middle lane should be highest in terms of net worth, and by far is. And down this bottom lane, even though it looks like that the Radiant side are getting dominated, we're just looking at the net worth here. It's Phantom Lancer all day. This Rubik is playing the perfect support for him, not taking a single last hit and getting a couple of denies in, so he's doing some serious work for now. Top lane just seems to be fight. This Husker, he's got practically no HP. He may be looking for a pickoff. Finds the Juggernaut. But yeah, it seems that they've kind of gained some form of control of the lane, until Husker just decides to come in with a couple of Burning Spears. The Blade Fury goes out. Earthshaker, he can go for the counter initiation. He has another Fissure, but yeah, not going to be committed so far. And Husker still taking up that lane. And actually, yeah, the off-lane Timbersaw doing better than the Juggernaut right now. So this is, he's not in a good spot. He's actually, yeah, buying a Cooling Blade to kind of make his last hits a lot easier. And he needs to catch up at some point. Or somehow he needs to catch up. Lestrak taking down the Storm Spirit again, this time diving for it a little bit. But yeah, he is getting way ahead. They need to shut down the Lesh. They need a rotation in from the Shaker, and potentially from the Wyvern too, to kind of secure a kill in this Lesh. Because if there's one thing this Lesh is that he's killable. But now that he's got the Pulse Nova actually very, very early, he can just completely kill anybody who comes close. They have rotated in the Winter Wyvern, but yeah, he doesn't have level 6. He doesn't really have a whole lot in terms of kill potential. He's got Arctic Burn and he's got the Splinter Blast, but can't really do much with the Cold Embrace, especially up against magic damage, and especially up against magic burst. That's where it really fades, the Cold Embrace. Timbersaw getting hit up by a couple of illusions here. It does trigger the reactive armor. I think that, yeah, it seems like they buffed it to 20. As far as I know, it was like 4, 8, 12, and 16 before. Looks a lot like a buff to me. But yeah, that's actually just making it even better at level 1, and the scaling is still great. It's one of my favorite things to actually have in the entire game, and yeah, they definitely buffed it as far as I can tell, the Timber Chain. I'm not sure when they actually did that, but yeah, Timber Chain is definitely a lot longer than when I last saw him. Middle lane, they have rotated everything down in to get the Shrek, and that was exactly like I said. They rotated in the Winter Wyvern, they rotated in the Earthshaker, but the execution was not perfect. Cold Embrace will be saving him for now. There's the charge in onto the Shaker. He gets the smack off, but there's just not enough damage to finish off the Lesh. He's at 41 HP and should be just fine, and now the Earthshaker is going to end up going down. Likewise his Ladouche, and wow, nice rotation in from the Breaker, and good follow-up there by the Juggernaut, securing himself a kill and redeeming his terrible start up on top lane. Bottom lane, we still have a bit of a fight going on. The lift by the Rubik sets him right back down, and that one last auto attack almost getting the kill. But it is going to be buying a bit of space for the Lancer. They can start doing some tower damage, getting that push done, and Lancer so far doing pretty damn well. He's got a hand of Midas, really feeling confident. And actually got it at a decent timing too. Top lane Huskar, he's gone for twice the Helm of the Dominator, or Helm of the Iron Will, but that's one for the Armlet and one for the Dominator, so he should be absolutely fine then. Oh, Storm Spirit. He could get himself into trouble here. He's only level 5. Had a worse start than Timbersaw, so he really needs to find some farm somewhere. It seems like he just gave up the middle lane. So yeah, now it's Timbersaw rocking that. He should fare, well, not really much better up against the Leshrac, because Timbersaw, I mean, he looks strong, and he's got good armor once the reactive armor starts kicking in. But that's armor, that's not magic damage resistance, and with him being not the most tanky hero on the battlefield, he's gonna suffer greatly in this middle lane. Juggernaut has decided to take up the jungle. That does buy some space up on the top lane for Spiritbreaker to kind of get his items farmed up. And yeah, he's going for the Inner Shadows here, actually charging all the way down south. I think he's going for Storm Spirit. Yep, he is definitely going for Storm Spirit, and a hasted Storm Spirit that is. He can try to juke it. Earthshaker will go down right next to him. He can try to juke the charge. Not gonna happen. Drops down a Remnant instead. Storm Spirit gets himself out of there. Now it's Breaker in a bit of a tough spot. Jumping from the Huskar. He's going to be able to find at least a kill here. No, he's not. He's still being stunned up. One bash will do it. Nope. Not going to happen. The Bash Lord is not with him today. And Lancer doing whatever he can to try to redeem some of the... at least some of this. So yeah, 4 heroes. Just immediately rotating down the bottom to grant this Huskar a double kill. So, like we said last game, this Huskar is an absolutely dominating hero. And he's starting to get there. He's getting somewhat, not really ahead, but he's getting a head start, at least in terms of his rival, the Phantom Lancer. And the Juggernaut, for that matter. I'm still not really sure how to pair up against each other. Of course, Juggernaut did the offlane, but right now, the Radiant, they don't really have a designated offlane. I like to place Breaker and Timbersaw in the same bracket, but it's a 4-core lineup with the Radiant right now, so you can't really do matchups instead of, or other than mid. Which was, of course, yeah, Storm Spirit versus Leshrac, which Leshrac won massively. Like, I've not seen that big of a mid lane dominance in such a long time. It looks like he's going for a Eul Scepter. He's got a Staff of Wizardry in hand, so would make a lot of sense to try to Eul Scepter the Storm and combo it up with the Split Earth and hope that he doesn't sip out in time. I hope stun up. And actually, all day now in a lot of trouble. Breaker, he doesn't have the Nether Strike yet. All he has to hope for is a Lucky Bash. They don't even need bashes when you got Split Earths whatsoever. Winter Wyvern. Yeah, I remember that last cast I called the Elder Titan's ulti Split Earth, but it's called Earth Splitter or something like that. But there's no real significant. Well, there's a difference to the skills themselves. But just, you know, what you call it. You know what I mean. That was something I actually learned from Toby Wan. Just, as long as you guys hopefully follow what I'm trying to refer at, you can call it whatever you want. And that's coming from a man who used to call Weaver's Sukuchi for Scoochie. Quite a significant difference. And Hi for HYHY. Which was that's basically an old Dota 2 reference, so... Not 100% expecting you to get that. Well, semi-old, like 3 years old or something like that. Juggernaut. He's got a Morbid Mask, Boots of Speed. Of course, the Quelling Blade to boot to kind of help him out on middle lane. We might have a bit of a fight there. The Fisher end up going down and actually killing off the Leshrac here. Winter's Curse. Oh man, that's right on point with the Echo Slam too, but the turnaround from the Juggernaut gets the Omni Slash off onto the Earthshaker, and there will be a 1-for-3 trade. Fight recap tells the full story. Actually, Dire not that far behind, even though they lost 3. But Radiant just slowly pulling ahead. I actually got it right this time with the Winter Wyvern stuff. It was with Oracle. There's no real system. Like, usually you have like a system where it describes basically the the skill describes. Like Timber Chain. Well, it's Timber Saw throwing a chain that pulls him towards trees. Timber Chain. Or it's Whirling Death, which is basically a saw blade of Whirling Death. And Chakram doesn't really make a lot of sense, but it's still like, I guess it's a Chakram. Oh, nice Fissure out from the Earthshaker. Now this Breaker, it's going to be able to charge away. Up onto the cliff where he actually goes for the TP. Nicely done there. But yeah, I like Spirit Breaker. Charge of Darkness. Well, Nether Strike is a bit of a weird one, but still. Greater Bash is one. That's just something I think they should do with the Oracle. Just figure out names that make sense in some form of way. Omni Slash works great. Blade Fury works great. Blade Dance is a bit weird, but then again, you just call it crits because that's what it is. Healing Ward, it is practically a Healing Ward. I think I made my point by now, so I'm just going to keep moving with the commentary. We're 13 minutes in, 10-4. Radiant are way in the lead, and Dire, they have the tools to turn it around. Let's just put it like that. A good Winter's Curse combined with the Echo Slam is just going to be a massive blow to the face for this Dire, or for this Radiant team. That's the ideal scenario. Juggernaut deciding that these creeps were his meal. Getting some nice food here, Genevieve. On the Blade Dance. Still finding kind of funny that it's called the Blade Dance. But yeah, he's actually building it quite right. He's gone for 1 point in each and actually gone the rest into stats. Because the crits don't really scale that well. It's only the crit chance that gets up by 5%. And Husker just ended up dying up in the top part of the river. But yeah, it's only the crit chance that kind of amplifies, which is not really worth it until you get some serious damage. Like when crits actually matters a whole lot. But yeah, I'm kind of excited to see. Okay, he's going to be going for the S and Y build, so not going to be going full on farming build. Unless that right there is for his power treads. Could be too. I would have personally gone for the boots of speed because Juggernaut needs a bit of mobility, which it doesn't gain from anywhere else. But with the Mask of Madness, that should compensate somewhat. Huskar. Oh, nicely done. Nicely timed there by the Leshraken. Spirit Breaker should almost be able to commit fully for this. Gonna be connecting with a charge. Only another blast, but doesn't even need it. And yeah, Rubik will be going down the bottom lane, and Breaker should be going down up in the top part of the lane. He actually has a charge away. He just needs to commit it. Finds the charge and gets himself out of there. The Timber Chain forward almost going to be connecting. There are, oh man, the Burning Spears coming through and getting the kill there. Breaker will not be able to get away, and that was a big kill for the Huskar. I think that was, yep, you got the kill credited, so it's a big kill for him. Going to be sending him one step closer to his, I think he's going to be going for the urn first and then going for the armlet. He does have the gauntlets of strength, but could be going the other way around too. But he definitely needs that item soon. How are we looking at in terms of the Lancer? He's gone for the full farming build, the Hand of Midas, Boots of Travel, which is not super uncommon. That's going to allow him to basically farm the entire map at a much more efficient rate, and you can already tell that his GPM is starting to excel, and his experience per minute is relatively decent too, so getting some good farm out there. And with the Juggernaut taking up the jungle for now, he can't really work that jungle very well. He's just going to be farming up the enemy jungle in that case. Cold Embrace, they'll be lifting the Wyvern too, finding that kill. Now it's Timbersaw, he got some backup, the Omni Slash pulls through, there's an Echo Slam available, gonna be having at it, and now Juggernaut is gonna end up going down to a double kill for the Storm Spirit, getting some redemption once again. And now it's the Leshrac though, just walking in with a Pulse Nova. Gonna be trying to see if he can't find the Timbersaw, but will at least be finding one. Timbersaw deciding that he's wanting to go back in, probably a bit of a mistake, and gonna get picked off as well. 2 for 3, and actually Dire coming out on top in this scenario, but that's just because they're so far behind. That's the rubber band effect right there. Rubik. Spell Steal, Telekinesis, Fate Bolt. And he chose to steal Cold Embrace. It's actually not a bad skill to steal, especially for somebody like Leshrac. Because he's going to end up getting, well, into trouble at some point. He can just pop the Pulse Nova. Rubik walks up, pops the Cold Embrace, and he's basically untouchable for at least some of the duration of the Pulse Nova. Kind of forced to fight the Scatter. And with him going for full Bloodstone, he's going to be one tanky bastard. Immediate Bloodstone pretty much. Oh, charging from the Spirit Breaker, Winter's Curse. That'll be nice for Rubik to steal. The Nether Blast will be doing its work. Winter Wyvern popping the Winter's Curse on himself. Huskar going on to the Rubik. He's going to curse himself up as well. And now Storm Spirit jumping in. There goes the Split Earth Splitter, whatever you want to call it. Leshrac now popping the Pulse Nova. Juggernaut does not have another Omni Slash, but Leshrac just walking and taking one, maybe even taking two. Huskar is practically immune to this sort of damage. Pops the Split Earth. He needs to kill. Finds the Juggernaut. Will be helping him out with that. Juggernaut. Oh, nice use of the stick charges there. And in comes the Lancer as well. He finds one. And he finds another two. Double kill. 4 for 4. But a way better fight for the Dire side. And there wasn't even the Earthshaker there with the Fissure. So way better fight for the Dire side. The only redeeming factor about the Radiant side was the Lancer coming in there at the end. Otherwise, they would have lost that way worse. It's going straight for the Diffusal Blade. Probably for the better. Try to drain some of the Storm... Excuse me. Trying to drain some of the Storm Spirit's mana. I'm not really sure. I got like a... It's weird. It's just something... I think I've been talking too much today. Especially in English. We just got a new English student. Anyway, that's a bit of a... bit of a detour I took there, but yeah. Arcane Boots now ready on the Winter Wyvern. You got basically Rubik with a bit of standard items. They're actually going for the Cloak first to try to at least match up against some of the Timbersaw damage and Storm Spirit damage and general Huskar damage. It helps a lot against the Burning Spears because they are magical. So genuinely a nice little touch there. Leshrac has got himself, of course, Soul Booster. He has practically got a Bloodstone. He just needs to stay alive for potentially in the next fight or the next 5 minutes, and then he'll have it. Like, not even 5 minutes, only a couple of minutes. And he's also using that Pulse Nova to farm, so right now he's got massive amounts of regen already, and it's only going to get even better. And with the Bara now going for the Blade Mail, he can tank a lot more damage and actually be a much larger impact. And, of course, Juggernaut as well. He's got... Blade of Alacrity, Stout Shield. Well, Stout Shield's in the spawn, but yeah, he's slowly starting to catch up from his appalling start. Has just overtaken the Timbersaw. So, yeah, he's getting there. Timbersaw is, of course, also going for the fast Bloodstone to try to see if he can gain the mana to actually really make some use of that Chakram. That's generally what you use it for. And the low respawn time. Winter Wyvern actually just going for the double mana build, which I've not actually seen before. The Soul Ring plus the Arcane Boots. But then again, he is a mana costy hero. His spells aren't cheap and they're sort of spammable, some of them. Huskar, how are we looking on him? He's got the Armlet done and he's got the Helm of the Dominator. So right now he's actually doing relatively fine. Considering how... Well, he did have a great start. It's Storm Spirit right now that we're looking at. And he's also building for the full Bloodstone, so... This will be the game of short respawn times, but then again, that's what we like to see. We don't want to see heroes on the sideline. We want to see heroes fighting all the time, and that's what we're going to be getting from this. I'm sorry, I'm just keeping moving backwards and forwards from the mic, but I just need to figure out like a comfortable position to sit in. I'm still not entirely good on this whole on this whole setup. Still trying to get used to it, but then again, the sound is just so much crisper. It's like you can basically hear every single detail. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm very, very sorry, but yeah. 21 minutes in. We got 19 to 12. And we've got Radiant just taking off with 7-point something ridiculous K gold lead. Actually, that's actually 8. That's almost 10. 10k gold lead. Not an ideal scenario for the Dire side. It's nicely done by the... Oh, the Earthshaker through the Fissure coming in. And now the rotation in from the Storm Spirit as well. Going to be delaying the Leshrac there. Phantom Lancer is trying to get in there. The Omni Slash is just going to be repelled by the Cold Embrace. And now the Dunk, the Chaos Dunk, finding the Phantom Lancer. And they'll get the double kill. They turn it around completely. What a fight. And now it's only the Rubik left. He's stuck inside the woods. He is going to be found. I don't think they're going to get to him in time. Nope. They had no stuns for him. No Vortex, no mana. But goddamn, did they turn it around. Didn't get to see the fight recap, but that right there was easily 2 grand, 2 to 3 grand. And that was the fight that they needed. They can now go ahead and take that bottom tower and claim their second tower of this game and actually gain a slight advantage in terms of map control. Because now the jungle's getting darker, and that closes out spaces for Juggernaut to farm, and especially with so mobile heroes and so gank heavy heroes. I mean, Timbersaw, Huskar, Storm Spirit, incredible gank heroes. So it's going to be one hell of a difficult scenario for him. Yeah, Storm Spirit. Sipping backwards and forwards inside that jungle. Centaur. Souls are going to end up getting cleaned up. They're not going to leave any camps occupied whatsoever. And that's the Timbersaw's Bloodstone. You just saw how much gold he actually got out of that particular fight. He used to be one of my favorite heroes until, well, this is not anything about the contest or anything, but yeah, he used to be one of my favorite heroes to play until I ended up basically sucking ass with him. At some point I just stopped playing him, and when I got back to him, the meta had changed, and he got nerfed massively, and I just, you know, played my regular old game, and that didn't work anymore, so... Windsor Wyvern almost getting destroyed. Actually, the Splitter will not be connecting, but count initiation from the Earthshaker. There's nobody to follow up, though. Now it comes. Now the rotations come out. Huskar, he needs to find something. The Shrek would be ideal. Just drain all those charges they find him. That's another pickup on him. He commits suicide, but he has no charges left. He's on 4. And the Storm Spirit... Oh, they're blocking each other. Shit. He's on 9 right now. He is on 9 charges, so he's getting there. The Timbersaw, yeah, he's still on 8. Actually getting a point booster, which could be turned into potentially a lot of things. Not entirely positive on what he's actually going to be turning it into. It could be both an Aghanim Scepter and an Octarine Core, which is an interesting item for him. Does allow everything to be used a lot more smooth. Timber Chain is pretty much always available in Whirling Death. Will be kicked down to about 4 seconds. Nah, actually not true. 4 point something. But that's pretty much irrelevant. And it does allow him, yeah, to gain lifesteal off of everything that he does. So being the spam spriller that he is, it would make a lot of sense. And wow, Huskar actually not going for a standard Huskar build. He's going smart Huskar. He went for the Solar Crest to try to amplify basically everybody's damage. They also have the Storm Spirit, who will get decent at physical damage. And, yeah, the Solar Crest will just be helping out a lot. Especially on Huskar himself. And generally, if you comboed up with the Winter Wyvern, just drop the Curse, plus the Solar Crest. I think it should amplify the damage, because it is minus armor, so... Juggernaut can end up killing one of his own teammates. Out goes the Omni Slash. Now gonna be completely ripping apart the Timbersaw. Fisher, just for safety out from the Rubik too. He's actually got a Glimmer Cape right here off the bat, so gonna be the playmaking support of this Dire squad, or Radiant squad. Actually one of the only supports. Of course, like I said, 4-core lineup, so a lot of pressure is on him to really do well and basically find any sort of money wherever he actually can. Storm Spirit, the Ghetto Superstar, Earthshaker. Actually, yeah, he's going for the Force Staff. It's got a Blink Dagger too. So this guy's gonna be Mr. Mobile. He's gonna be flying all over the place, flying high, and genuinely, that's what I like to see from Earthshakers. I like them to play basically just damage out Earthshakers. Well, Playmaker Earthshakers. It's generally what I feel he's for. Oh, he finds a Fisher. Almost! That was the Rubik's Fisher right there. Impressive stuff. Just saving his buddy there. That was a TP right at the last minute, and I think that might have cost the Phantom Lancer his life. If he hadn't survived that. Or if that had connected. If he hadn't survived it, it would have obviously cost him his life. But yeah, if that hadn't connected. Rubik. It's just gonna be chilling with that Glimmer Cape. For now, at least. Rubik. Dropping a Fissure. Spirit Breaker charging in. Gonna be connecting with Ladouche, but this is the fight that we're looking for. Nether Blast. He's going straight for the supports. Pops the Blade Mail too. And now Huskar. They could be going for the turnaround. They don't have anything else to shoot with. Out goes the Fissure. Nicely done from Rubik. We bind the Spirit Breaker time. Out goes the Echo Slam too. They find the Spirit Breaker. Now the winner is Curse. And in comes the Storm Spirit with a long range sip. The Omni Slash just ripping through him like butter. Phantom Lancer ended up being locked down. He is unable to do anything so far in this fight. And Timbersaw containing the illusions. Huskar though will be bashed to death by at least the ones that they didn't commit to. But in the end, Lancer will be finished up. So will Juggernaut. And so will the Rubik. Unless he pulls off some mad shit. Like a Glimmer Cape. There's no mana for him. He's going to be scot-free. 26 HP. But it will be a massive win for the Dire side. 3k exchange. And that'll be bringing the gold graphs slowly back towards the center. And it will be establishing map dominance for the Dire side. They don't have the money, but they have the Radiant jungle. That is important territory. And now Earthstriker. 4 staff is done for him. Yeah, I don't see how... well, they can screw it up. It's possible. But man, oh man, is it a difficult game to really screw up. They have got everything they need right now, and especially the kill now on Spirit Breaker charge. Tried to get out of there. Almost succeeded in doing so. Blink forward. He's got an Enchant Totem, didn't connect. Another Timber Chain, and there it goes. That was the Fissure he was waiting for, and Timbersaw will be getting that pickup too. And Ladouche keeping his team happy and healthy. It's quite important. Juggernaut, we haven't really been taking a whole lot of a look at him recently. His GPM is still off to the low side. It's only slightly above the Earthshaker. SNY over Venom Mask of Madness. It seems like he never really got out of the starting bat, and actually just a kill in the Distractor. Big time kill in. He's been unable to gain anything with the Bloodstone. It's been practically useless for him after he started dying, so he's had no impact. So, well, he's been having a very, very early game impact, but nothing after he bought the Bloodstone. Think he could have gone. Well, I'm not really sure if he should have. I can't even figure out what he should have done instead. That's the sad part. I can't figure out what he should have done, because this is like your standard Lishrak build. He could have gone for a pair of Arcanes, but then again, that would have only slowed his progress. Seems like he's going for the Octarine Core. The Aghanim Scepter now is going to allow him to gain either a lifesteal or a bit of extra damage. Actually, a lot of extra damage, which is going to help him. But man, is it going to be a difficult one to pull off for the Radiant. Getting Lishrak back to speed. They need to play ridiculously well. And Lancer still needs more farm. He's one of those heroes. He can farm all day and still not have enough farm. He's, well, yeah, sort of like Anti-Mage. And the split pushing has not really been in order, because he's only been focusing on the farm. And now on the middle lane, they find the Rubik as well, just committing everything on him. Nice stun though, for staffing him out of the way. Huskar should be just fine for now. So many invises. Now the Spirit Breaker actually getting joined up by the Omni Slashing Juggernaut. It's going to be completely disjointed there by the Timbersaw, but he's going to end up going down. Now it's only the Huskar versus Lishrak. Huskar getting stunned up too. It's going to end up actually going down. He is, and now that'll be bye-bye to the Huskar as well. That's a very, very chaotic team fight there. Seemed like they got caught semi out of guard, but yeah. Just nothing to do. Just nothing really for the Radiant to do. They had expended too much right there off the bat against the Rubik. But yeah, it's good to see that the Storm Spirit is getting back in shape. He's got 16 Bloodstone charges. He's starting to play smart, and he's got a BKB too. So, Aghanim Scepter or not, Lishrak is going to get very, very undermined. Only one pierces spell immunity. That's the Diabolic Edict. And Lishrak actually gained a charge. And good on him. Very, very good on him. And Slowly building his way towards whatever he's going to be buying. He could be buying it, or at least some item for it right here off the bat, but then again, you don't really need to. Could just be going for the arc, or for a pair of arcane boots just to save space and then disassemble them later, but I mean it's always an option. Lancer stealing a bit of farm there. He's got 4.4k gold. Dare I say it? Not say Rapier, that would be suicide on the Lancer, but dare I say a Radiance to kind of boost his farm and boost the split push. I think I dare say the Radiance. Oh my! Spirit Breaker finding a surprisingly big amount of dire heroes. Just wandering into them. Leshrac scrambling for his life down here. He's 2 full levels ahead of the Storm Spirit. But I don't think he's going to be able to take him just on sheer dominance by the Storm Spirit. And they found him. The Glimmer Cape is about to wear off. He's stuck inside the woods, and I think Earthshaker saw him. Yeah, they're pinging him up north. There he goes. A little tiny bash. Out goes the Fissure too. And yeah, Winter's Curse just to finish the job. And bye-bye Leshrac. 400 gold for the Timber Saw there. Who's now got the Aghanim Scepter done. Top lane, Winter Wyvern. Got a Glimmer Cape too. So yeah, these two playmaking supports, the Winter Wyvern and the Rubik, I absolutely love these two. I think those were the two that I'll match up against each other. But yeah, Rubik is such a tasty hero in this game, just because he has so many spells to steal. He's just not had that great success with what he's been stealing. Of course, he's been getting the Fissure a couple of times. That's probably the ideal scenario, is getting the Fissure or the Winter's Curse. But it's still not been enough. Spirit Breaker now getting just sucked in by this electric vortex that the Storm Spirit decided that he was gonna throw in his face, and Ghetto Superstar can't really chase up high ground. Well, I was wrong. Full immediate Scotty, of course, just using that Orb of Venom to build up the Scotty. So now should be in somewhat fighting condition. We'll see how he really fares once he gets out and plays around with the big boys. And we can just take a look at the net worth here. It's back to 2,500 in the Radiant's favor, and experience is dead even. So this game has very much turned. And now the game's first Roshan will be taken. And boys, it's gonna be at least a decently quick one. It's gonna be munching through minus armor and whatever. Yeah, just gonna be dusting at the last second, making sure that nobody there. Nicely done from the Earthshaker, dropping the Echo Slam, and now the fight is happening. Oh my word, the Omni Slash is actually gonna be coming through again, just doing so much damage. And now Flamlancer coming in with a newly purchased Scotty, trying to make work. Storm Spirit getting popped. Aegis is now gone. And now the Spirit Breaker will be joining in as well. It looks like Radiant, they might actually take it. The Winter Wyvern is down as well. Husker is too. Dire on the run. They only took down the Shrek. It looked so promising. Yet it's going to be a triple kill for the Lancer. Wow. It looked so promising right off the bat for the Lancer. But man, oh man. Or not for the Lancer, for the Dire side. They actually managed to technically get the team wipe. They just didn't manage to get their hands on the Storm Spirit the second time. But that damage done with some 5,000 to 760 was just where that damage was spread out across. Oh, Lancer. You're in trouble now, Mighty. Out goes the BKB. He wants that pick off, finds the wrong Lancer. Should be able to finish him up quite soon. Lancer, though. Sorry about that. Staying strong. Yeah, that's the thing. I can't just turn it away from my face. Oh, unfortunate miss. Oh, Fissure off from the Earthshaker. Actually, force-staffing himself forward. Will be connecting with the Enchant Totem, but he's too far out. There's no backup for him. Now the backup arrives, though. Timbersaw just throwing out a couple of chakrams. Oh, nice Timber Chain. Long range one. Winter's Curse to boot, and bye-bye. Bye-bye, Juggernaut. I'm very sorry. It's picking up everything, this microphone. I would love to like have like a like a sound booth or anything like that. Right now I'm just trying to drink water to actually counteract this, but that's just because I've been talking so much, so my throat is getting kind of sore. You can actually hear, oh my god, that's gotta be so goddamn. It's gotta be so disgusting to hear me swallow. Oh, that came out wrong too. Hear me drink my water. Spirit Breaker. He's got a Shadow Blade in hand, so now he can be the invisible Space Cow. The Space Cow that went to the moon and back. Nah, in that case, he would have to get himself a Moon Shard. Lancer. Has got the boots of, yeah, of course the boots of travel like before. Sanjin, Yasha, Ayaskadi, he's getting a lot of gold now. He's on 3.4k. And I still dare say that we might see a Radiance. Now Timbersaw should be in a lot of trouble. In comes the Fissure though, and the Echo Slam, and now the turnaround. They find one, they find the Space Cow, and now they might find the Distract too. He's gonna end up going down. Phantom Lancer doing whatever he can to try to get the damage out there. It might actually be enough. He's still trying, but there's just so many heroes around him. He's gotta get back out of there. He has a double ganger available. He has a TP too. Just needs to get his ass out of there. So short amount of time will be locked in place by the Winter's Curse. Bye-bye Phantom Lancer, and bye-bye almost 1,000 gold. Nicely done by the Radiant, or by the Dire, getting themselves into the fight, exchanging almost 4 grand. And experience was just on a whole different level. Huskar doing a lot of damage to that fight too. Shaker actually doing surprisingly little, but then again he did have a massive impact in terms of the initiation, so it's gonna be just fine. And with Timbersaw actually leading in terms of net worth now, he's really been working his he's really been working himself. He's got a Shiva Scar now and a Bloodstone, Aghanim Scepter, whatever. He's gotten quite a lot of items and quite a lot of regen. BKB now purchased from the Juggernaut. It's something that this Radiant team really should start working on. Getting those BKBs done. I think that should be Lesh's priority as well. Rather than finishing up whatever he's doing right here, he needs to buy a BKB so he can start working up those Bloodstone charges again, because he's literally on 0. The only thing he's gaining from it right now is the default values, and that's kind of pricey for the that's rather expensive. That's a rather expensive item to buy when you're only getting 500 health, 400 mana, 9 in regen, and 200% mana regeneration. You can get that for a whole lot less. Basically a soul booster. Spirit Breaker could be in trouble here. Makes the mistake of popping the Shadow Blade first and then the Blade Mail. Now Timbersaw coming in. Oh my word! That Chakram, or that Whirling Death. That was just 15% stat loss plus 215 damage. Boom, right there. No wonder he's so far up in the hierarchy. Yeah, Lesh trying to find the last hits that he couldn't find before. We should probably be taking a look at the last hits here for a second, just to see how they're all doing. Phantom Lancer currently at the very top of the board right now. No surprise there. Juggernaut taking a comfortable 4th place with the Storm Spirit sitting at almost 200 and Leshrac sitting at 224. But then again, he's been dying way too much. Lancer actually going for the Reaver here. If he's gonna be going for the Radiance, it's gonna be kind of late, but I would actually like to see it, just for the farming potential. But it's getting way too late to actually make it worth it. Because genuinely, you want it early. He wanted it instead of the Scotty, and just hope that his team could buy him enough space to really start farming, so that he could farm himself a Scotty even faster. Storm Spirit now sitting on 25 Bloodstone charges. This man is becoming a beast. He's gonna instantly respawn. Can practically just sip his way all the way down to wherever he wants after he respawns. And an Assault Cuirass was purchased by somebody. That was definitely the Huskar. And now the minus armor on this guy is crazy. It is insane. Arena. Winter Wyvern knows he has backup, just holding him in place. They need the Storm Spirit sip, but he's all the way at the bottom there. Oh, the Fissure will be connecting. Lancer doesn't have a TP out. He's got to be juking for his life now. Can't be trying for the doppelganger in far, but they have a timber saw. They have the tree shredder. And a lot of mobility to boot. But man, oh man, is this Lancer fast. Blink forward. Another Fisher going to be connecting right on the edge there. Nice Echo to boot. Popping the Enchant Totem too. They've been locking him down for so long. Another doppelganger. In comes the timber saw, but the Bottle charge coming through onto the Earthshaker. They know he's vulnerable. And now it's going to be the Leshrac who's going to be committing something, at least onto the Winter Wyvern. He might end up going down. Now Storm Spirit deciding to join the fight. Huskar is trading blows here with the Juggernaut. He has an Omni Slash, going to be committing it now. It's going to be a 2-for-1 so far. The Lancer has gone down, so this is a dangerous spot for the Radiant to be in. And now Leshrac is going to end up going down too. 3-for-2 so far. Stampede, he's looking for a pick now. They need to find something to kind of redeem themselves. Storm Spirit, he has a BKB now. The bar is coming back in. Timbersaw, there's really nothing he can do. He has another Chakra Mount. Can drag it through the Juggernaut. Not going to be doing so just yet. But yeah, now it's the Storm Spirit. He has a BKB. It's going to be finding the Juggernaut. Could be redeeming himself even more. Spirit Breaker. Maybe making a mistake there. Step forward. Nice little pick there. The Chakram will do it. And actually just did Timber Chain. It will be 4-for-3. And so very close. But Dire managed to pull through in the end. And that's a big ass creep wave to take down this tower. This could actually mean tier 3. And BKB has now been purchased from Timbersaw. And man oh man did Storm Spirit gain a lot of Bloodstone charges from this. They aren't actually going to commit through. Rubik is kind of holding them off for now, but yeah, they don't really have the greatest tower pushing capabilities right now. That's all lying in Huskar. And as long as he's out, they can't efficiently really push towers. They're picking out the Roche Pit. It should be back up in a couple of minutes here. At least like 40 seconds or something like that. They finally fixed the clock, so yeah, 43 seconds. So should be up decently soon. So if they can take this Roshan, they should be very, very good to go for the late game, or at least for a tier 3 push. So the Radiant side here, the Rubik. He's going for an Aghanim Scepter. I would really have loved to see a Blink Dagger on him, but an Aghanim Scepter would work out quite well because most of these spells have Axe ultis. Like the Echo Slam has an Aghanim Scepter. The Timber Saw has an Aghanim Scepter for the double Chakram, and the Huskar has an Aghanim Scepter for the increased life break. So it's not a bad item to pick up. It's sad that Winter Wyvern, I would say that'll be one of the most obvious Aghanim Scepter upgrades that, like, he could have like an Aghanim Scepter upgrade. It's like either extended duration, yeah, curse damage reduction is of course quite heavy. Kind of lower that. That would be absolutely ideal actually in my book. Just lower it to 50% or something like that. That will make a huge difference and make it worth it. Nice blink away from the Winter Wyvern there, realizing that the bar charge was the bar Nether Strike was upon him. Now it's the Roshan. It's about to be taken. Radiant, they can't really do too much about this. Harder to Rask has basically been purchased from the Phantom Lancer. Going to be making his solutions a lot more tanky and a lot more reliable to work with. But yeah, the Fusel Blade is slowly starting to wear off. They can't really deal that well with the Storm Spirit anymore with the Mana Break. Because his mana pool is just so massive that it doesn't really make that big of an impact anymore. Just clean up the wave there. And now they're pushing up. Seems like they want to go for the tier 3. They got the tools. They got the high ground push. They've got a Blinking Earthshaker. But they need the combo set up. They're just going to be marching all the way up through. Start charging basically from the Storm Spirit. He's just sipping back and forth inside the base. Life Break from Huskar will be assisting. There goes the Echo Slam. Will be killing off the guy in the Winter's Curse. Spirit Breaker might be dropping as well. Yes, he definitely will. Double kill for the Shaker. And it'll be a 2-for-0. And off to the side though, the Leshrac is doing what he can, but will only be finding the Winter Wyvern. And now it's the Lancer who wasn't there for the fight. There's actually a gem on the ground. They will be killing off the Aegis Carrier, which will be the Huskar, but he's now back in to try to go for more. Finds the correct one, just auto-attacking him, trying to get him to, trying to burn him down. Lift onto the Huskar, just going to be setting him right back down, just disabling him for at least some duration. But the tower is going to be falling, and maybe the Rax too. Actually, definitely the Rax. They need this Lancer to recover. He's got the heart. He's got everything he needs to really get going. It will be a disaster for him to actually lose him now, and they might. The Doppelganger is so elusive But the Fisher is going to be denying it. They find the wrong one. Oh man, that is so unfortunate. They're actually all stuck inside of Rubik's chakram, so they're all getting dropped low. This could be something that he could emphasize on. Huskar can't really do much. They're going to be trying to take the racks. They're going to be straight up punching through. Nice Fisher. They're going to be cleaning them up. But the Rubik with the chakram just doing so much damage this fight. Charge in. Spirit Breaker's now back in the game. He's going to end up getting a kill. And what? Impressive stuff. Just the fight lasted so long that Spirit Breaker was allowed to return and get a kill. But man, oh man, the damage from the Rubik. Heat damage for 8,000. He stole, well, one spell, and that was the chakram. That was all the damage it did. He threw it out like 6 times. Well, somebody didn't pass mass. You can't toss out a chakram 6 times and only return it 4. Unless the Aghanim Scepter is ready on him. It was actually, so I think that might have been it. But man, oh man, 8,000 damage pretty much. You just take a look at the total number, or the total amount of damage. That's 19, that's almost 20,000 damage that both teams practically tanked up. They tanked up a combined of like 20, or like 35. This is ridiculous stats. That's impressive. That's impressive to me. Man, oh man. What a game this is so far. Wyvern. Hasn't really upgraded. I don't know why we're looking at last hits anymore. We should probably be looking at the net worth. We got Timbersaw. Yeah, he did actually commit suicide, so deny himself. Has actually popped his BKB as well to kind of get himself out of there. But yeah, he's got an Aghanim Scepter. Oh, where did that TP go? That went straight to their friendlies. So now they can actually try to go for at least a bit of return damage here. Storm Spirit, he is gonna be Omni Slash. Just everything is on him right now. Spirit Breaker, this doesn't seem organized whatsoever. In comes the Echo Slam though. Kills off the Juggernaut. Now a second one. That was actually from Rubik. Didn't really do a whole lot of damage, but still he stole it. So if he can hang on to that, that could really help him out in the long run. But he might not be able to. Earthshaker is there. He's got a Fisher ready. He just needs to drop the bomb. Connects, and now it's going to be the Enchant Totem. Going to be connecting to, smacked in the face. And 3-for-1 trade. 7,000. This is looking more and more like the Dire lineup. Like the Dire actually doing it. Which is kind of surprising, seeing the fact that it's a 4-core lineup from the Radiant. And yeah, they're getting... they're pulling ahead now. They're slowly pulling ahead. 5 grand in the lead, are they? 38 to 44. Still getting tense. We know that Dire can take a match. We know that Dire can take a fight if they're organized. But they just don't have the massive team fighters. That's the unfortunate thing. They don't have the combo heroes. That's the weakness of the all-core strat. They don't have the combination. Like right now, you have the Winter's Curse into Echo Slam combo into potentially Chakram. 2 Chakrams. That's a lot of damage. Or Radiant, they don't have that combination play. And man, oh man. The melee racks are gonna fall. The top racks might end up falling as well. In comes the Breaker Charge, gonna be connecting onto Lurum to Wyvern. Now, Lancer, he needs to start committing some damage. He needs to start doing work. And he's trying, he's double ganging. Bye-bye Breaker. Maybe bye-bye Juggernaut. Popping the BKB himself. This rack will be back in the game in about a second. Steal was the Chakram, so now the Rubik can really start laying out the work. Juggernaut getting stuck inside the Winter's Curse, but man, an Echo Slam will be killing off the Bara and maybe even the Juggernaut too. Lancer is still doing walk off on the side there. He's going to be able to find at least 1 kill. That was actually the Shrek finding the Earthshaker there. Timbersaw is going to clean up as well by the Shrek, and now they might find the Storm Spirit. He has no mana, he has nothing. Nothing at all, and should get cleaned up. 0 point, nope. Denied. But so many charges just respawning right back up. He has 9 grand. He needs to buy something. He really needs to buy something. He's got way too much money for that. Yeah, I'm a bit sad I didn't get to see the fight recap there, but man, that Echo Slam. I thought they had it there, but Rubik with the excellent steals. Stole the Chakram, started doing damage, and Huskar. What an interesting item there. The Desolator. It doesn't work with his Helm the Dominator. But they need, I think they realize that they need the minus armor. Because Huskar's not staying alive regardless. So, they need the damage. Yeah, unless he had worse before. He had 0. 4 is not that bad. Not compared to what he had earlier. But then again, no, the Storm Spirit has 25, so he does have some right to complain. I'm not entirely sure what he actually tried to buy there. That is just a straight up sheepstick. Alright, that works too. Kaboom, and still has 4.5. He can buy another item, basically. I mean, sheepstick is one thing, but man. He could go for something like an Orchid soon as well if he wants to. Any kind of item. Juggernaut, he's got a Skull Basher, he's got a BKB. Sanjin Yasha, he's slowly starting to climb the board, but still only slightly ahead of the Earthshaker. He's now going for the Shadow Amulet. Potentially combined into a Glimmer Cape. I think that's going to be the deal. He has BOT, so he should be just fine in that sense. But yeah, the great thing about having the Lancer, now with the Radiance, it's a tad off to the late side, I feel, but to clean out the waves, I would say it's actually necessary right now, so you can split into Doppelganger and manage 2 lanes at once. I think that's pretty much a necessity at this point. Spirit Breaker. Scott and Urna Shadows ready. He's had that for a while. I keep saying this, like trying to be interesting. Now the Storm Spirit initiating right onto basically everything. Earthshaker with another beautiful Echo Slam. But this the Rubik. He's going to be stealing the Winter's Curse. What an important pickup for him. It's going to be allowing his escape. And now the Winter Wyvern has ended up dying. And actually Dire Side or Radiant Side, they're doing it. The Juggernaut is just committing full force. Just the bash, bash, bash. Onto the Timbersaw. They purge him as well. They should be able to drain him of all of his mana. Bye-bye Timbersaw. 2 is going to be 4-0. And the damage is just too real. The damage from the Juggernaut and the Phantom Lancer. That's 6k combined. That's way too much for anybody to handle. And now they can go for the push. This is actually getting dangerous for the Dire Side. Storm Spirit managed to get himself out of there. But the top tower will now be falling. Yule Scepter picked up by the Rubik. That is kind of an interesting pickup. I think he's hoping to get like something like a Fissure or anything to kind of combo that up with. So I would say that Yule's is not the best target, but then again, he's now super agile. He's got, yeah, Force Staff, Arcane Boots, some of the fastest, well, faster boots in the game, and Yule Scepter. So he's pretty set in terms of mobility. Plus, he's got the Empowering Haze too. Storm Spirit trying to defend his own racks, getting Yule Stop too. The combination's not in place, but they get the bash through anyway. And now the charge is already on him. But I don't think it's gonna matter. Or just the Lancer just munching through everything here. They take the top racks. And this is definitely not over. It's 47-48. 3 lanes of racks have been taken. But yeah, in the meantime, they gotta manage to push us, and Rubik can't do that alone. He needs some kind of clearing item. He does it. Yes, he does. He does have it turned off or on. But yeah, this Lancer is actually getting quite massive. Doesn't have the Butterfly, but he does have a Heart, a Scotty, a Sanjin Yasha, and a Diffusal Blade. The amount of stats that this guy has is insane. 3.1k net worth. He is 6 slotted practically now. All he needs to do is to upgrade his Diffusal Blade, or just buy an entirely new item. Not really positive on what he's actually picking up. Oh, he's upgrading his Boots of Travel. That's what he's doing. Roshan Pit is now going to be claimed with the Roast Pit. It's going to be claimed with the Cheese to boot, so nobody's actually able to pick it up. They're just taking it. Huskar should probably be dropping something. I'm not sure what he's actually supposed to be dropping. Anyway, Earthshaker with the Aegis. I think that was Wyvern with the Cheese, so they can kind of feed the Huskar or the Storm Spirit the cheese whenever they really need it. But yeah, nobody else. We're getting to this point in the game where nobody has room for anything. This Timbersaw, though, he is getting fat, and he's getting fat fast. This is an impressive Timbersaw. I thought he was completely out of this meta. Apparently not. He's still here. He's still here, ladies and gentlemen. Leshrac. Octarine Core, Bloodstone, and Yule Scepter. Storm Spirit, 25 Bloodstone charges. Scythe of Ice, BKB, and a Lincoln Sphere. This is about as farmed as two teams get in a 58-minute stalemate. Octarine Core, yeah, now in order for the Timbersaw too. This is crazy amount of damage. This might be the fight initiation. Nicely done by the Winter Wyvern. Stays out of the range, and then comes the Echo Slam too. Perfectly executed by the Dire Side. Buyback from the Distract, but how's he going to be getting back into the fight? He doesn't have BOTs. He has to walk back out there. I don't think he's going to get there in time. The chase is for real now. Storm Spirit going straight for the Rubik, potentially. Winter Wyvern getting dashed and mashed about, but I don't think the Omni Slash is going to be just enough. They're grouping up just nicely. And now Timbersaw, he's just going to be munching through. Likewise with the Husker. The minus armor is just too much. The Strat getting stunned up too. Gemus on the ground. Storm Spirit actually suiciding, but instantly respawning again. In goes the Split Earth. Phantom Lancer is back in the fray. And now Huskar is a man in trouble. He's just going to be going straight for the Rubik. Tries to see if he can finish him off, but not going to happen just yet. Not enough charges to finish him off, but nice Fissure there. They could try to go for one more fight. They have the Earthshaker still with the Aegis. They have everything at their disposal. Pretty much, at least. Nice to have those utility ultis, and bye-bye Rubik. It will be too. Winter Wyvern will be cleaned up, but so might the Phantom Lancer. He does not have a double ganger for another 3 seconds if they can lock him down. Double ganger will be going up in the high ground, but he gets himself down on the low ground. Oh man, what an unfortunate turn of events for him. Earthshaker, he needs to find something. Gets the slam on him, or at least the enchant totem. He has a Fissure, not anymore. Out goes the Aegis though. He has a second try. Now it's still only the Lancer alive. He's so damn elusive, so damn slippery, but they finally do manage to pick him up. So many deaths, so many buybacks. But it is going to be, I think this is going to be the victory. Die back for the Juggernaut. Die back for the Lancer. And that will be the GG. 60 minutes of absolute mayhem and an awesome, awesome Dota game. Boy, oh boy, was that a good game. And the Fountain Feed, the Fountain Farm is real for the Storm Spirit. And GG. Oh my word, what a game. Holy hell. Very close game indeed, Huskar. Very close game indeed. But yeah. I'm not even sure how to analyze this. This was just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And eventually, the Dire, they had the better team fight. They had the Bloodstones. They had the short respawn times. That it basically took. I mean, Storm Spirit had practically 3 lives. He could die once and then come back, and then he could buy back after that. He had so much money that he didn't even spend. He had 8.6k gold. You don't get that on a Storm Spirit without spending it. He is one expensive, basically an expensive toy is what he is. Man. And Lancer, he tried so hard. He tried so very hard. He played so well all the way throughout. I feel so bad for the guy, but he played so well. I don't think it was... Yeah, it was just... Usually you can point fingers at somebody, but in this particular game, I just couldn't. I couldn't find it. I mean, Spirit Breaker maybe could have played a bit better. His initiations could have been a bit better. Maybe trying to see if he could stay within the farming range and blah, blah, blah. I think what just killed Radiant was the fact that they had... You know, too many core heroes and not enough farm. I mean, even though they sent Juggernaut to the jungle, usually when you have a 4-core lineup, you have somebody jungling passively. Like you just have somebody like an Aegis Prophet, Legion Commander, Axe, sending them into the jungle for like 20 minutes straight and then having them come out and be absolute beast. That's about what you usually do. But yeah, I think that's what killed the Radiant, because you can tell the Breaker's items, they weren't that massive. He kind of stopped evolving at like minute 30 or something like that. then he never really got any further. He just got killed every single fight, just lost his impact. And Windsor Wyvern and Earthshaker managed to stay relevant because they constantly were backing up each other. Just and such a nice thing to see a good Timbersaw again. It's been a while, so genuinely super awesome game to cast. Thank you so much for watching it. I'm so happy I actually did this one as well. So anyway, I'll see y'all next time. Bye bye.